So can you tell me when you first started your business?
So I started my business about 12 years ago. I initially worked with, I made table linen. My mother-in-law inspired me to make table linen. And then there was a demand from a few friends to start on smock clothing. And that's how it all started.
So who taught you the basics of smocking and embroidery?
They were both taught by my mother-in-law and also my mother. And then there were books that were available. I went through them and studied them, and that's how I learned. But my girls know much more about smocking than I do. Comparatively, I don't know much.
Right.
But yes.
So how many ladies are there in your workforce?
Presently we have 11, but 9 are present today.
Right.
The
Okay.
other 2 are never to make
And
it.
how important is it for you to have this cooperative of women working for you?
So when it comes to smoking, the sewing is done by one segment of ladies and the unsmoking is done by another group. So we need all of them to cooperate for us to put a garment together.
Right. And tell us about the sustainability credentials of your brand.
So we love to work with dead stock, that is whatever fabric that's available, excess fabric that comes out from the garment factories.
And where do you source that in?
So generally in Pamanua, in Colombo, and then there are a few places in Kandy as well that I can get them from. And also it's very important for me that these garments go down generations. I mean, it would be made for one child, but ideally it would be used by the sibling as well.
So
or
the
the cousins, sorry.
Okay, so the actual designs for the smocking, are those designs that you create improvisely, or are those also what you have inherited?
Some of them are what we create, and some of them I remember I used to be dressed in smock dresses, so I think of them, and that's how we come up with the ideas. But we also like to do geometric smocking, picture smocking, and also smocking is where you embroider on pleats. So you can also do regular embroidery like satin stitch and bullion stitches. It's very pretty. I haven't seen that much, but it's really pretty.
Now, looking at the ladies who work for you, and where do you retail your products?
We presently we sell on social media. We have our own website, and also we have exclusive collection at this Ceylon Bond, which is a part of Design Collective.
That's the one down Stafford Avenue, right? Okay. And where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
We would love to have our brand retailed overseas. As of now, we also smoke and manufacture for other labels overseas. So I would love to see our label on the foreign markets as well.
And looking around at the ladies who you employ, they're all of a certain vintage. Do you worry what will happen to the knowledge and skills they have acquired over the years once they retire from here?
Sadly, yes, because I find it very difficult to employ and train the younger girls because they don't seem to be interested in this kind of skill and craft. So it is a shame because ideally they could stay at home and earn an income while working part-time, but they don't seem to be interested in it.
So talking us through the process, what is this first step we are seeing?
So right now we are going to pleat the fabric. This is a manual pleater that we use. We have threaded some needles and now we are pleating the fabric, and you can see it turning out beautifully.
So in the olden days, we didn't have machines. This was all done by hand, I presume.
Exactly. It was all done by hand. They would do the running stitch, and the running stitch would look like this, and they would create their pleats using the running stitch.
So are there 2 people needed for this process, or can one person do it?
One person can do it, but for neatness, we prefer to have 2 people doing it.
Now I see it's rather loose on top. When it's taken out, are the threads pulled so that it's more tighter?
Yes, we pull it together to get to the measurement we require. Okay. But initially it is loose.
At any given time, what's the length of fabric you can put through this machine?
We can put about 6 yards
Okay.
or even more depending on how long we can have the thread.
Right. So now we've pleated the fabric. What happens next?
Now we'll cut it off and we'll start smoking it.
So how important is it for you to have this collective of women working for you?
It's important because they have the financial independence, because by working with us they earn an income, and secondly they can also use the skill that they have learned from maybe their parents, their mothers and aunts and all of them. They can put that to use, and most importantly they can spend time with their families because they are working for me part-time.
So they do take the work home and
They do take the work home.
and that ensures a good work-life balance for them.
Exactly. And sometimes they opt to come and work at the atelier itself. They say, today we would want to work the whole day, and that's fine with me as well.
Right, okay. Thank you so much for your time, Amalie, and it has been a wonderful experience to visit you in Kandy and see for ourselves what a fabulous job you are doing empowering ladies like this.
Thank you, Tina. The pleasure is all ours.
Thank you.